What a day. It's dark, it's miserable, it's raining. Why would anyone want to be a landscaper, eh? Well, I don't know why I got the van running. I should be saving fuel, not just getting it warmed up, I suppose, because I've got this drone this morning. I want to make sure everything's nice and dry in here. So we're just going to do a drone shot, so it'll be quite interesting to see the project. Yeah, I'm going to do a drone shot this morning, long as it's not too wet, and as long as we have a break in the weather and the wind. But where we are down there, it's not that good in respect of the weather. The wind is with a seawall, so we've got to choose a window of opportunity. But it'd be good to get a drone shot, even though drone shots just over the top of the existing area, not way above, just literally 3 or 4 feet above, so we can actually see what's what. If you are a customer about to have some landscaping work being done, and there's a contractor doing it this time of year, make sure he has a cup of tea at least.
For job building, the foundations were made again.
Store it and have a machine.
Well, it's an absolute grim day down here today, and the question is, do I carry on? Is it responsible to carry on? But yeah, it is. There's things that we can actually do. It's a new project, and it's not going to be good, but lollipop ladies work in the wet, so I will. There are some things you can do. There are some things that you can't do. No, I was going to get the drone up today, but there's no chance of it now. No chance whatsoever. Just such a shame, because I want to be able to sort of get those shots, and I suppose you just got to imagine the garden before, I suppose, when we get on with it. But I'll do some clips on the phone. But we're going to get wet today. Well, got to sort all that out this morning. Well, here we go. This is the offending item. All this decking's got to come out. We've got the first part out, but this is a little bit bigger. But we've got all the garden furniture to move around as well. There you are, that's the first part of the decking out. Now you can see that they use decking in here because it was a quick and easy build up to get an area covered rapidly. So we're just going to cut it up, and we've got a trailer ready to take all this away now. The question I always say, or an observation, is not how to be a landscaper, but why you want to be a landscaper. Well, definitely made a mess. Record it this time. You know what? Nick's trying to save this box edging that's down here. There's a few quid's worth there, and they all look pretty healthy. And certainly with an area down here in the wetlands, you think you get a bit of box blight, but they're not bad at all. We've got all the decking up, Nick and I have. All the decking is gone, and still got a fair bit more to do for preparation, but we made a good start, and you can actually see the ground at last. And that decking was totally rotten, and certainly where it was touching the ground, the joist, the moisture transferred through and just rotted it quickly. Where it was sat off the ground and had a bit of height and air, good aeration underneath it, it was absolutely fine. There we are, first day done. Well, not the first day, we started this a couple of weeks back on a Sunday, and just stripped out the one area just to prepare an area, so it's a good service area. So it's been there's sort of mould and damp and everything and bits and pieces underneath the decking, which is not good at all. And I didn't have any gloves with me today, so that's my fault, but that's another story. But we're making progress, and I hope you've enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe and give it a like. I think a lot of the content that we're producing is relevant in some cases, and we'll be able to show you a little bit more as this job progresses. Be safe. Good. Well, here we are. What a beautiful day. It's November. It's incredibly mild at the moment. You wouldn't believe that we were in November. What's the date, Nick? It's like 17th of November, and we haven't had no frost down here. I know up north they've had a few frosts in Scotland, up in Newcastle as well, but nothing round here. So what we've done is, on this project now, we're putting in a porcelain paving product in two different types of porcelain plank, and we're putting these squares in, these 800 by 800s. What I talk about so often on the internet is about good compaction of everything, and certainly the sub base should be the same as well. You need severe compaction, and when that whacker plate or compactor plate starts bouncing, you know that you've compacted it enough. But also there's a few rules that you should follow when installing a sub base. When we get down to the dig, what we call the substrate, and if I can explain this in simple terms, is that when you dig, your dig should be nice and flat. I mean flat, because the other thing that we want to achieve is that our substrate should reflect the finished level of our wearing course, and our wearing course is our porcelain. So the fall on the dig, which we call the substrate, should have a fall, this is an exaggeration now of course, exactly as the wearing course in itself, okay? Then each level of stone that you put on your MOT, that should be flat and even as well, because your compaction is lost when the MOT type 1 is put in an undulated fashion. What it will do, it will tend to unbind. Engineering of the stone itself will lock in when it's put in nice and even. If it's undulated, you can be within 10 to 15 mil as undulated, going up and down, but really you want to get it as flat as possible. Any more than 15 mil, what's going to happen is your MOT is going to unlock, and when you get a bit of ground swell or ground even, what we call, it's going to start moving around, and that's when your paving will start coming loose. So important to try and follow those rules. It will ensure that your patio will have some longevity. So what we have here, we've got a shed, a garden shed, and we don't want any of the sub base going against the shed, so we're going to be putting some pin curbs in all the way around, and the boundary fence as well, to make sure that we're retaining and making sure that we've got edge restraints for our proposed artificial grass area. It's absolutely crap today, isn't it? Look at it, absolutely pouring down. And but have we got on today?
Yep.
Yeah, we have. Got the awning in. We did a little bit of concrete. So a little bit of concrete in. You took the fence down. Should we recap the roofing machine, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we get that in place, and you can make progress on a bad day, can't you?
Definitely.
That's all I got to say on that.
Oh, brilliant. What's the plan for the rest of the afternoon, John?
To the pub and go and watch England play. Maybe in Wales. Yeah, it's still raining, and we're making some progress. We've got the machine down, so we're all good to go. And we can cut into the awning so we can get on with it. Well, here we are, under the awning. Well, I am anyway. Got the Ruby set up. Got a couple of little tables over here. They're all good to go. Got the side table there as well. Yeah. just the weather. So over here, somebody had a log store on this part, which looked good, this part of the garden, but obviously we're changing the whole look of the garden, and we're gonna take these off now and just get rid of those posts. What's that hat you got on, Nick?
Come on.
The hat?
Merthyr RFC.
Merthyr what?
RFC.
Rugby, you see, we're in Wales, isn't it? Wales playing in the football today.
7 o'clock.
And what's your prediction? Wales, USA.
2-1 to Wales.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Look at the camera when you say it.
2-1.
2-1 to
Wales.
Well, there we are. We've got the concrete underneath this fence line here now, so that's going to retain when we put the blocks in. That's going to retain. That block will retain all this sub base, and we're putting plenty of sub base in, and we're putting it in elevations, in compacting it elevations to ensure we get good compaction. We want to keep off this side today, okay, and for the next few days, just to ensure that while the mortar's still green, then it's not going to move. So we've got to just keep off the edge. Well, it's the end of the day, and we've made good progress. Over the last week, we've got the sub base in, and we've got all the old decking away and some of the paving. And now today, we've got all the tools in, we've got the awning in, we've got the ruby in, we're ready to go. And it's a real good feeling that you've made sort of progress. It's, what's it, 4:37 now, 4:37, and it's a good feeling that you've made progress, even with the weather as bad as it is. It's been blowing a gale today, and certainly the rain as well. I mean, in Scotland the other day, they had a month's rain in one day, and certainly today, I think there was like something like 25 millimeters of rain. I don't know how that equates, but we had an awful lot of rain. But we're ready to go, and our pavement's coming tomorrow. We've got a foundation in over on this side, we've got a sub base over here. And the beauty about this project is that we can work over here, and if there's something we can't do on this side, we can come back on this side. And we've been doing some fencing as well, like, so pleased. Well, we're just dry laying some of the paving we're going to be using. We've got the porcelain wood effect planks on one side, and then we've got these 800 by 800s on this side. Just laying these out now just to show our customer. Well, here we are. We've had our delivery today. This is some wood effect porcelain planks from Style. Look at those. They look absolutely fantastic. Really deep, rich colour, and even picking up the knots here. They look really good. But that's going to be one area. In another area, we're going to be laying these 800. Let me just pick them up. You can just be able to see it. You've got to be really careful with your porcelain when you're moving around, that you don't chip the edges, because you have to use it for a cut otherwise. But look at those. They look good. They're 800 by 800. They are the Belmont range, I believe. We'll find out. But they're good. I like the colour of them. Real contrasting colour. Very, very light. It's going to lift the whole area up and make it look very light and spacious. But also, what we've got for a future client who wants some 600 by 600, we're going to have to keep the packaging on these. Italian porcelain, look at these. 1.2s by 600. They look great. I've got 3 samples to show a potential client. But I don't know, what do you think? Porcelain planks, the 800 by 800, or the 1.2 by 600? What's trending in your opinion? Nick, we're putting samples in now for this customer, but can we just have a little walk round and you can explain to our viewers
What are we doing?
Yeah, and what we've done today and where we are and what we're going to be tomorrow. But come on, get that one in now. Come on, chop, chop, chop. The wheelbarrow down. There you are. So Nick, we've done some fencing here the other day.
We did.
Got the posts in because we've brought the fence
Forward.
Yeah, not too far, have we?
No, put a metre forward to increase the playing area for the children with the artificial grass.
And also we don't want to go back too far forward because we still want to have a driveway, don't we?
Yes.
Right, take us round, Nick, and just explain.
Go on, come follow me.
So this area we've been using as a
This is our prep area,
yeah,
ready for cementing. So when you're ready to lay, I'll be mixing up my not too dry, not too wet mix,
yeah.
semi-dry mix, ready for you.
Sounded really well said.
Thanks.
And we've got the edging curbs around this area the edging restraints to maintain the integrity, isn't it, of the?
Yeah, for the grass, we've got another 2 or 3 to put down on the far side.
Yeah, because
Once we know how far we were going with the gate.
and take us over there, Nick.
Follow me.
Yeah, walk this way.
Walk this way.
Good sub basing round here.
Yeah, we've still got to play with the level slightly, but I'm sure you'll do that tomorrow with the laser.
And we've got the edging curbs down here as well.
Yeah, we may have to adjust them slightly, but we'll see how we go with that. So today we've put in some block work
And
to retain,
some commons, yeah.
yeah, some block work to retain the stone.
And they're not pretty, but they're not meant to be pretty, are they?
No, you don't have to be, because we're laying directly on top of them with the slabs.
Yeah.
So the water then will run off into the stream behind.
Yeah. And that's fine, isn't it?
That's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it's for.
And if we walk through here, Nick, if you want to come and join me around here, I'll just wait for you around here. Ah, look at this. We're all good to go. You've got the slabs laid out.
Yeah, we've discussed it with the customer this afternoon. So we're going to have the porcelain planks on the far side for the kind of seating dining area.
Yeah.
And then we're going to use a contrasting colour for a separate area for when they come out of the conservatory, but with the larger profile square slabs rather than the...
And a lot lighter.
And a lot lighter.
Look, some people may not be able to see what we're trying to achieve at the moment, do they?
No.
What do you think how it's going to come out?
I'm starting, now we've put down the slabs, I'm starting to see the design a little bit better.
Yeah.
But we're getting there.
Nice porcelain, it?
Yeah, lovely. Really nice.
Good service.
Yeah.
Ordered these...
Styled, wasn't it? Styled or
Yeah.
tiled?
Styled.
Styled.
Yeah.
Ordered
Styled and
them
tiled.
yesterday, delivered today.
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
Lovely service, lovely tile, lovely product.
Take 34. So here we are. We're on our project. We've got the awning set up. We've got the Ruby saw over there, the DX Expert, the 250 cracking saw. Hey, makes a massive difference, Nick. I tell you now. When anyone ever asks me about the DX 250, they say, "Is it good?" And of course, it's good. It saves lives, and you know, it's kept the dust off my lungs for the last few years. So stupid sometimes when we're using disc cutters and saws. It's not a good thing, really, is it?
No.
It's Johnny Boy, the handsome landscaper. I've had a haircut today. I'm looking sharp. But we've got the guys from Ruby, and they're going to give us a full explanation on everything in life. Not everything.
It's why you call it survival, is it, John?
Yeah. There we go. So, when all you guys at Ruby are in that nice, warm, dry office, look at these guys.
This is where we are.
So here we are, we're on our current project, and this is what contractors have to put up with on a regular basis across the country. And I take my hat off to them. You know, there's that old saying that lollipop ladies work in the wet, but they don't dig in the wet like we're doing. And certainly now, this is a real testing time. We're in tough times at the moment, and this is what contractors have to put up with. So if you now are having some work done, you're a consumer across the country, invite your contractor in, make him a cup of tea, maybe a French fancy, but don't tell your husband.